प्रणाम। श्री गुरुपदद्वन्द्वम् अवाङ्मानसगोचरं रक्तशुक्लप्रभामिश्रितम् अतर्क्यं त्रैपुरं महः हिरण्यगर्भात् आरब्धाम् शेषौ व्यासादि मध्यमाम् स्वामी श्री रामपादान्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्परा। Seeking the blessings of the Divine Mother, the grace and blessings of the sages in the Himalayan tradition, all the gurus, masters, adepts of the spiritual realm, I offer this sharing of some thoughts with you all, and welcome to today's session. Today it's all about the centenary celebration of Swami Rama's birthday. The birth centenary celebration, so to say. Any centenary celebration has great significance when it comes to great souls, great gurus, great masters like Swami Rama of the Himalayas. It is Swami Rama who is the latest sage that I have come across in my life as my guru. Swami Rama is a Sri Vidya adept, a great yogi of all times. Because he is an embodiment of Sri Vidya, that is the highest wisdom available to humanity. Since this year 2025 happens to be the birth centenary year, for us, the disciples in the Himalayan tradition, it is a very dear truth to all of us. As my Guru, Swami Rama, has given me so much of love, a compassion of great heights and depth, and he has given so much in every aspect of my life that anything I do as Guru Dakshina, anything I say, I perform, is very less. What I have received is unparalleled in my life. In any other way, in any aspects of my life. So actually, a disciple has no words to describe his life with a great master like Swami Rama when it comes to our devotion and commitment to the sadhana, the spiritual practices that we do received by a great master like Swami Rama. So I thought to mark it as an honor to celebrate this birth centenary year, what would be the best way? So I contemplated on it. Then I felt that since Swami Rama lived, breathed, and exemplified as a great Sri Vidya adept, so what would be a better way to honor him in my life, if not through Sri Vidya? So I kind of decided that I would dedicate this year 2025 to spread the Sri Vidya teachings that he stood for, lived for, in the lineage of the sages, in the tradition of Samayachara. So Sri Vidya Samayachara is the hallmark of the sages of the Himalayan tradition. Because as Swami Rama puts it, Samayachara has its source in the Himalayan mountains, as practiced by the great sages of our culture and the spiritual realm. There is a marked distinction between the Sri Vidya practices done outside of the Himalayan mountains and Himalayan regions where you find these adepts, and outside in any part of India or otherwise also. So as per what Swami Rama says, it's very clear that the Sri Vidya practiced outside of the Himalayan ranges is an approach of institutionalized or organized approach to Sri Vidya. Systematized methods are different. But practically, if you look at Sri Vidya, he says, the Sri Vidya practiced as Samayachara by the sages since time immemorial, maybe 20,000 years of documented and undocumented span of duration, is very different from what you see as Sri Vidya outside in terms of It can be the sadhana of Sri Chakra as a yantra, Sri Yantra, or the scriptures based on which these Samayachara practices are given, both Dakshinachara and the other systems. In every way, in every aspect, there are a lot of differences. So one should not be kind of confined to the understanding of what Sri Vidya is all about. It is multi-layered, multi-dimensional, and has different shades to its meanings and all the practices. So we have to have a very broad outlook about what Sri Vidya practice is and how it is carried on, being relevant to the modern times and modern minds. So keeping all these things in my mind, I have designed a pattern which I titled it as Vihangama, which is going to run for this whole year 2025 or a little more than that. So Vihangama literally means a bird's view. Since the bird is capable of flying very high, its range of seeing is very vast and expansive in terms of height and width and breadth also. So in Sri Vidya it is said that there is a method by adopting which the pace of the progress of Sri Vidya practitioner would be the pace of a Vihangama, means a bird flying without any boundaries or without any obstacles or without any restrictions. So with this high ambition that let this Vihangama take charge of you, all the seekers in the path of Sri Vidya who are already there, who are yet to come, youngsters, elderly people, children of future Sri Vidya practitioners, let this Vihangama, the bird's view, be an inspiration, being a mark of honor to my great Guru, Swami Rama. Let this Sri Vidya message flow without any boundaries to millions and millions, so that they all become Sri Vidya seekers, attaining the highest goal ever possible for the humanity on this earth. So before actually I move on to sharing with you this Vihangama, the manifesto, what I am thinking of as a dream, which I want to bring it into reality for this whole year, I would like to shed some light on Sri Vidya as a whole. Because since these so many years of my past life, relating with the students, talking to Sri Vidya seekers, I have come across certain questions which are very relevant kind of questions. First of all, what is Sri Vidya? After my podcast, as you all aware of, with the bare biceps, thousands of people, more than 5 lakhs of people have connected to what Sri Vidya is all about. In a podcast, it's not possible to say all dimensions of Sri Vidya to be explained. It's humanly impossible. So I take every opportunity when I connect with you people to share something about Sri Vidya again and again, again and again. And Sri Vidya is a topic which cannot be understood, digested in one sitting or in one listening or reading any scripture one time. Even the practices given in the Sri Vidya Tantra system are lifetime practices. Since Sri Vidya is a very deep wisdom, it needs repeated practices, repeated listenings, and repeated readings of scriptures, depending on our inner evolution of our spiritual energies. Our understanding also keeps enhancing, keep varying, and I promise you, ultimately, Sri Vidya is a Vihangama by itself, that it becomes an effortless flying of a bird with the lightest two wings, performing such an amazing task of raising higher and higher and higher. And the greatest symbol, the highest symbol that is kept in Sri Vidya is the Baj. Garuda, we say in Sanskrita, because it is the power of the two wings and the intelligence of this bird that makes it fly to the highest range which any other bird cannot attain. And its target and the power of the eyes to see the entire vista, ability to see the range is the highest, and from the highest point it can target and aim to an object on the earth, on the floor, on the mud. These are all the great powers which has made the bird to be honored as a bird of Sri Vidya and a symbol of the Divine Mother too, so to say. So Vihangama is a state which can be attained in Sri Vidya only by the grace of the Lord, the Divine Mother, coupled with the grace of the Guru. It is said in a commentary on Lalita Sahasranama by Bhaskara Makeen, one of the well-known greatest Sri Vidya adepts. He has written a commentary on the text, a representative text of Sri Vidya by name Bhavana Upanishad, and also commentary on Lalita Sahasranama, the 1,000 names of the Divine Mother. In the introduction he says that it is the Guru alone in quotes. It is the Guru alone who can bring the experience of the Divine Mother into the body and the mind of the disciple. Guru alone. And how does he make it happen? By Guru, by himself being an embodiment of the divine energy of the Divine Mother or Shakti, being an example of it, and then sharing, transmitting an aspect of that energy which he has already acquired into the body and the mind of the disciple. He makes it happen. So, what more can a guru do more than this to a disciple? To do this, how much of love and compassion he must possess to impart it to all his disciples. So no wonder that the spiritual traditions have given the greatest honor to the Guru by claiming and proclaiming that Guru is Brahma, Vishnu, Ishvara, and also Parabrahma, the Supreme Consciousness Himself. By looking at Guru, by following his footsteps, a disciple can feel, understand, and become evolved spiritually. The Guru as an example. So for a disciple, particularly in Sri Vidya, because he represents the Divine Mother, Guru is everything to the disciple. Many a times, disciples ask this question, Amma, you keep saying that for Sri Vidya practice to be a fruitful one, a successful one, we need to have a lot of faith and devotion in the Divine Mother. But I really don't know how to bring in that kind of devotion and faith in the Divine Mother. A genuine question. So masters and adepts have already answered this. I don't have to tell you something very new to you. Masters say that you may not have the required devotion for the Divine Mother because you have not seen her. But you have an advantage that you have the Guru as an example, who is already is an embodiment of that devotion, that faith, because he had traveled that far enough to show you the path. What is it to have devotion and faith in his practice towards the Divine Mother? So if you don't have the required devotion and the faith towards the Divine Mother, you shower the same onto the Guru, who is a living embodiment of that divine Shakti. That itself makes it easy for you. This I am sharing with you out of my personal practice and my direct experiences with my Gurus and the sages, because I always believed that when we want to practice Sri Vidya, the first thing that we have to inculcate in our habit patterns, culturing our taste, culturing our emotions, that Guru represents the Divine Mother. Guru is in no way different from the Divine Mother. And then you have to add another dimension to it after you receive the mantra from the Guru, that Guru, the mantra we receive from the Guru, and the presiding deity of that mantra, all the three are one and the same. This tantric system, this very technique, Tantra means technique, itself makes it very easy for you to become devotional and contain and hold that faith which is very much required for this practice. So this is one mystery that can be sorted out from the point of view of the disciple when he is in the path of Sri Vidya. Sri is her name. Vidya is her another name, which has multiple meanings, which I have shared in many of my podcasts. So Divine Mother Sri Vidya is actually at the highest level. She is Shakti. Shakti, the feminine principle of this creation. That means she herself is the universe. She herself is Brahmanda. So whatever we learn about her as scriptures, they all have the source in Brahmanda Purana. Brahmanda Purana. The scripture itself is called Brahmanda Purana. So that is the vastness of Shakti that we have propitiated and trying to practice as Sri Vidya. There is one more question from the disciples, the seekers in the path. It's about the deity and the names. Many seekers, or in general, people think, though there are so many names of the Divine Mother, Shakti, people think they are all different. Parvati is different from Saraswati, Saraswati is different from Kali, Kali is different from Durga, Durga is different from some other deity. It keeps on evolving. The answer is, Shakti has 1,000 names to count, and uncountable names are only she knows. How many manifestations of that same energy in Nama and Rupa that she is. So I tell the seekers, don't worry about the name. They come to me with the questions that I have been practicing Kali Mata's mantra, or Parvati mantra, or most popular is Durga mantra, etc., etc. They are all different manifestations of her own power or her own Shakti. Ultimately, the goal is the same. Attainment is the same, but approaches are different. So there is no problem in approaching in any path so that the goal is attained. Probably by saying this, I have sorted out this question to the listeners. And this Vihangama project that seems to be manifesting in 2025 in the name of Swami Rama is very ambitious, dear seekers. Ambitious in the sense, yes, it is Vihangama, means very broad, greater heights and all that it involves. It's about Sri Vidya. That's why I call it a very ambitious project. Ambitious because it is Sri Vidya. Sri Vidya because I want this Sri Vidya, which is supremely guarded and protected and the highest wisdom available for humanity, needs to be spread to reach to more and more deserving people in the path of spirituality. Hence, the challenge is also quite high. I call this whole manifesto as breaking the barriers of the jargons of spirituality or spiritual jargons. Breaking the barriers of spiritual jargons. This conviction itself is very challenging to manifest in reality. So let me be very brief about this, why I think of Sri Vidya like this, as though a kind of definition has evolved in front of you, that Sri Vidya means or is breaking the barriers of spiritual jargons. Briefly explain it to you, and then I move on to the kind of the project that I have prepared, that I want to share it with you. How much of it is going to be turned into reality, a dream come true? Well, it is my efforts and my team's effort. More than the efforts, it is the grace of the Divine Mother, the blessings of the masters and the sages. So, my efforts are nothing when that grace and blessings descend down on every seeker who is eligible, who is deserving, who is faithful, who has devotion, all these qualities, and the desire to learn more than anything else, the desire and the yearning and just I want to learn, this kind of a feeling is enough. That is the eligibility criteria. They will make it happen. The grace will work. And with this prayer and the desire and the expectations that I hold this manifesto in my heart and in my hands, and then set the journey on from today, 5th of January, all the way down up to December, and maybe a few more months, and then an ongoing process that we see as Sri Vidya manifestation in the world of reality. So what is breaking the barriers of spiritual jargons? The normal general notion about Tantra practice, and that includes Sri Vidya, is that it is a very difficult path. Tantra is a very difficult path. And Tantra may not be a pure path. So there are certain doubts and certain limitations that is imposed upon Sri Vidya and in general Tantric sadhana. Dear seekers, ultimately it is you who is going to manifest your dreams into reality. So listen to me carefully if you really care to learn Sri Vidya. Spirituality is a very broad term, according to me. So what is spirituality? Being spiritual means I care for my spirit. I care for that the most valuable thing that exists within me, which I am not aware of, is the Atman. The center of consciousness that I am, and I am clueless about it. So when I very strongly feel from within that it's not important how much do I know about the external world, how much do I know about my family, how much do I know about my neighbor, how much do I know about my neighboring country. It's more important to know who am I? What is the center of consciousness that I possess? Where is it? How to realize it so that I become complete. I become whole. I become full. Purnamadaha. Purnamidam. Purnat. Purnamadachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya. Purnameva Meva Vashishyate. So everything is full. So when I am full from within, the entire universe looks full, full of joy, full of harmony, full of energy, full of luminosity, where the me in you is also full, full of joy. Outside also it is full. That state of completeness, that state of enlightenment is the true goal of every human life on this earth. And that is what Sri Vidya offers you. Sri Vidya has 4 dimensions. Sri Vidya is meant for Artha, Kama, Dharma, Moksha. Your desires fulfilled in the right way, being very happy, full from within. You are being very rich, wealthy, affluent, rich in every way, not just in terms of wealth and money and prosperity, in every walk of life. Enjoy this life to the optimum potential, because your life is created to enjoy. The human life, the entire creation has come out, emerged out of that joy of the Supreme Being. So if at all there is sorrow, it is our own making. Everything is full of joy. Sorrow is our making, because this very creation has emerged out of that state of bliss and joy. After Dharma, Artha, Kama, fulfilling, the last one, Moksha, liberation, is also made possible at the time you are ready to leave this body. This is the reason why Sri Vidya is considered the highest. And many adepts say that there are many systems of practices which can give you Artha, means wealth, Kama, fulfill all your desires, enjoy this life. The first 3 are available. But these practices, spiritual paths, are not capable of giving you the 4th one, called liberation. There are certain practices which are capable of giving only liberation to you. And to attain that, you have to turn away from the other 3, Dharma, Artha, Kama. But Sri Vidya is one path which has Bhoga and Moksha in the hands, ready to be offered to you. Sri Vidya is one path by where you become a successful person in the outside life in terms of man, money, material, name, fame, everything that you are aspiring for, fulfilling all your desires, satisfied, contented, and you are ready to leave the body, having realized the full potential of your human body and Shakti. You are ready to live happily contented. Then Moksha also descends on you with the grace of the Almighty. This is another reason why Sri Vidya is considered the highest path, meant for one and all. But we have made it such a complicated fact that Sri Vidya is a very difficult one. Sri Vidya or Tantra Sadhana is a very difficult one. And there are a lot of misconceptions about the right hand practice and left hand practices. This I have spoken about in other podcasts also. So I will not elaborate on this here. So to say, the centenary celebration, birth centenary celebration year of Swami Rama, the intention, the goal is to make Sri Vidya simplified. Sri Vidya simplified. Sri Vidya is basically a Kundalini Vidya. There is so much of misconceptions and wrong understandings about Kundalini awakening also. So the Sri Vidya path gives you that systematic approach, most scientific approach to awaken your Kundalini and further evolve. And there are 2 goals in Sri Vidya. people mostly don't understand this. One is self-realization. Self-realization means, it can mean in many different ways as used by other people in other YouTubes. But I am localizing the meaning in Sri Vidya, inspired by Shaiva Siddhanta or Kashmir Shaivism, that when I know myself at the Atman level, who am I? That I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the emotions, I am not even prana, I am not even the intellect or buddhi. Then who am I? I am much more than this. I am the Atman, which regulates all these other aspects of my personality. Then if it is Atma Bhava and Atma enlightenment, this is one level of enlightenment that Sri Vidya can offer to you. It is called Atma Vyapti. It is related to you alone, has to understand who you are. But Sri Vidya practice doesn't put a halt there. Scriptures make it very clear to us that from there is much more to fly higher and higher and higher. That is what is Vihangama. That is, first I know myself as Atma Vyapti, then you move on to that awareness and realization that I am not just what I am, but in relation to this universe, in relation to this Brahmanda, I being a microcosm, what is my connection to that macrocosm? Then I connect my relationship with the Paramatman. If I am the Atman, the Paramatman, the Supreme Being, or the Supreme Consciousness, or Shiva Consciousness, that's what is called in Sri Vidya. Shiva and Shakti are one and the same. Then there is no difference between I and the rest of the world. What I see in me, I am able to see outside. What I see outside, I am able to see inside. That connecting factor is the Atma Bhava, which I see in every one, every aspect of the creation, each cell, Kana Kaname, each cell. Then it is called Shiva Vyapti, the highest attainment called Turiya Thita, beyond the Turiya state. So this is what the highest that Sri Vidya can give you. After giving you what all you desire, you want to enjoy in this life, lead an excellent quality life, powerful life, enjoyable life, beautiful life, graceful life, full of energy, full of awareness, full of joy, full of harmony, integrity, whatnot. Everything the best. That's why it is called royal path also. Then also prepare yourself to take an exit in a very graceful way. Means you leave the body the way you want to leave, which is called liberation. Not to come back again and again, but can come back when you wish to come back. That's in your hands. So this is the highest that Sri Vidya can offer to you. So having said this, let me come to the core of my purpose to meet you today as a mark of honor. And there are a few questions. I wanted to make this an interactive session, that some questions have come from the audience side, and I will have a look at it and share it with you. Some of the questions I'll be able to answer, not all. So let me keep it towards the end. And before that, I move on to this manifesto of Swami Rama's birth centenary year 2025, which I have termed it as Vihangama, breaking the barriers of spiritual jargons. So Vihangama is a bird view of the year-long celebrations in terms of programs, events, both online, offline, retreats, in-person mantra initiations, etc., etc. So what is the content? In brief, not going into any details, I want to share it with you. As I told you in the very beginning of my talk, that the main intention is to honor my Guru through Sri Vidya wisdom. Both my Guru Swami Rama and my Sri Vidya Guru Rasa Gurugalu or Rasa Satyanarayana have invested so much of knowledge when it comes to Sri Vidya, taking a personal care of me and my practices. So I owe a lot to my gurus and the sages. And I want to reiterate at this point of time that my path is the path of the sages. So the book's title which I chose, I did not choose. It came to me from the sages that it has to be messages from the Himalayan sages, timely and timeless. Some of the people from the publishing world also suggested that it should be changed to masters instead of the word sages. I refused it point blank because they, as publishers, they don't understand the significance of this word. But sages are the core of my existence. If I am like this, it's because of the sages. And my two gurus are also sages. They are not excluded. Don't consider just as gurus. They are gurus, no doubt, but they are also sages. Rishis. So my path is the path of the sages. I walk in the footsteps of the sages. So there is no reason why I have to change the word sages to masters. Though ultimately both mean one and the same. But for me at the personal level, sages carry a lot of weight and meaning, and it is very close to my heart. So a rishi is one who can see things which others cannot see. His range of seeing is very far and wide and deep. That's the meaning of a rishi. That's the meaning of a rishi as a seer. Loosely translated, he is a seer. A seer of mantra is a rishi. A seer of mantra is a rishi. So sage means it is all inclusive. It is inclusive of Brahmand. Therefore, as a mark of honor to the sages, these programs have been designed, keeping Sri Vidya as the focal point. So I intend to take up a few representative texts of Sri Vidya and try to in quotes, because it's not possible to impart the wisdom of Sri Vidya to perfection. It's not an easy task for the performer and also to the listener. So with all limitations accepted, it's an attempt to impart the wisdom of these texts. Texts are many, several. Topics are like ocean. But limiting to certain things, keeping certain aspects in mind, I have selected a few. So what are those Sri Vidya Tantra texts I am going to offer as a foundational course in this 1 year? I just sprinkle upon it. One text possible is Subhagodaya. Subhagodaya text, Subhagodaya Stuti, and the writer is Gaudapada, a great Sri Vidya adept of his own merits. what this text contains. Because as Sri Vidya seekers and who want to come into the path, you should know what to learn. Otherwise, it can be so distracting and digressing for you, and it may become very late for you to have an ant's journey to reach the goal of Sri Vidya. So, awareness of what it is plays a very important role in your Sri Vidya path. So, hence this kind of a system. So, Subhaga Udaya Stuti contains very important informations about what is pranopasana. You all heard about pranayama in Ashtanga Yoga path. Pranayama is not the same as pranopasana. Pranopasana has its own techniques, its own approaches in Sri Vidya mantra sadhana, and to take you to higher and deeper dimensions of meditation. So it is very essential to learn and know what is pranopasana. The second point is Subhagodaya Stuti teaches you the mystery of Titinitya Kalavidya or Titinitya Upasana. The 16 moon phases or digits of the moon, how it is esoteric in its practice, which makes you realize the ultimate goal of your life, by name liberation. And this text is also about the Kundalini Vidya. I thought of choosing this text because there is again so much of misconceptions, as I have told you, about Kundalini awakening, the very Kundalini experience, how it is, what it is, how it is. There are so many questions. So I thought, let me clear these doubts and misconceptions, keeping this text as an authority and authentication of what this whole Kundalini Vidya is about. Finally, Subhagodaya Stuti is a treatise on liberation experience. Well, again, what is liberation? How many types of liberations are there? Is it just one liberation, or there are many dimensions and steps to liberation? This I have discussed in my podcast with Ranveer, in that snake and ladder, that series of questions that he put before me. I try to kind of analyze different steps in the ladder of liberation. So through this text, this liberation experience itself can be sorted out very clearly, so that it works as a handpost for you what to expect from your practice of Sri Vidya. The next text is Chidvilasa. Text name is Chidvilasa. Don't worry, I am not going to read the textbook and all that in my courses. It is going to be a simplified way of explaining all these truths explained in these scriptures. It has about 38 shlokas, and it's very interestingly about 36 tattvas. That is why the shlokas are 36 in number. Each shloka is meant for explaining one tattva. So the entire gamut of Sri Vidya, Tantra sadhana, and Kashmira Siddhanta, Shaivism, Shaktaism, they are all based on very firmly on this foundational understanding of what tattva is all about. Tattva simply means a subtle element, the subtle aspect of the element of Panchabhutas. If you say Prithvi Tattva, Prithvi, that is the grossest, and there is a subtler element to that is called Tattva. Like that, Sri Vidya offers you 36 Tattvas by which this entire universe is created, starting from Paramashiva, and then Shiva, and then Shakti, then Ishvara, Sadashiva, Ishvara, like that, different Tattvas, aspects. Finally, we come to Prithvi Tattva, on which we are all residing. So, from the highest to the last Tattva, how this universe is created and how the Shakti principle and Shiva principle, the eternal parents, the primordial parents of this entire creation, they exist and they are pervading in all these 36 tattvas, and we are also part of it. So how that divine connection comes into our physical body because of the manifestation of the supreme power in every tattva. So it's a very beautiful scientific explanation of how we make our entire existence a divine one through Sri Vidya practice, and how we are able to connect with divinity through this tantric practice. And it also has some aspects of to talk about nobility of Guru Paduka. In the very beginning of my talk, I told you how sacred the connection of the disciple with the Guru and Guru with the disciple is, and so beautiful. Then I also said that Sri Vidya is made possible by Guru alone. Even if you don't know who is Bhagavati, who is Shiva, or you have not had the direct experience of these two, Guru's existence in your life and his grace and blessings is enough to make it happen. So Guru alone can give you this Vidya and nothing else can make it happen. Even when the grace wants to descend on you, the Shiva Tattva, Shakti Tattva, both Shiva and Shakti combined together is known as Divine Mother, looks towards the Guru for consent. So without the acceptance of Guru, nothing can happen in the disciple's life. So it also speaks about the nobility of Guru Paduka, how great the Guru's feet is and how great the Paduka that he wears. Guru Paduka means both his feet and also the shoes that he wears. And it is also a praise, a stuti of Bhagavati. So it's about Bhagavati, it's about Guru, it's about the 36 tattvas that Chidvilasa throws light on. And then the third one is the most representative text, Bhavana Upanishad, which has one shloka, one single line, very small one. For example, Shri Guruhu Sarvakarana Bhuta Shaktihi. This one itself is a shloka. Like this, there are just 32 shlokas, but in those 32 shlokas, the whole Pindanda means what you are, what your body is, what your mind is, what is your existence, what makes you an existence in this universe. The whole gamut of emotions, gamut of mental faculties, aspects of the mind, aspects of the intellect, everything has been described thoroughly, and also its connection with Sri Chakra. That's the most important part of Bhavana Upanishad. See, many questions come to me about Sri Chakra or Sri Yantra. Most of my disciples who have been initiated in Nitya Upasana come back to me asking again and again that can I buy a Sri Chakra from the market? Can I keep it and then do the worship of Sri Chakra? Or that I have already bought the Sri Chakra, how can I do the worship? I have been already doing, but I want to progress beyond that. So these are all the questions. Or is it really necessary to do the Sri Chakra Upasana in Sri Vidya path? So there are diverse questions about this. And people want to know more and more about Sri Chakra. So I thought this year, through certain courses, I want to remove all these miscomprehensions, misconceptions about what Sri Yantra is all about based on what Bhavana Upanishad says. Bhavana Upanishad is a Tantric Upanishad. There are Vedantic Upanishads, there are Tantric Upanishads. So Bhavana Upanishad is a representative text which is very important manual for sadhakas in the path of Sri Vidya, because it explains the esoteric significance of the Sri Chakra Yantra. Esoteric meaning and the significance of what Sri Chakra is all about in Sri Vidya path. And also, it's a text on the spiritual mode of worship of Samayachara principles. Now, what is Samayachara? Sri Vidya is the tradition, the path belonging to the Samayachara followers. There are 3 paths in Sri Vidya. Sri Vidya means the worship of the Divine Mother, the female principle. By name Sri and by name Vidya. There are 3 schools of thought. One is Kadi Marga, Hadi Marga and Sadi Marga. And all the 3 margas have different mantras and different rishis as the precursors or the seers of this path. Samayachara is completely in the path of Kadi Marga. What it means? Kadi Marga simply means that all the mantras start with the letter Ka. For example, if it is Panchadashi, Kaye Ila Hrim Hasakahala Hrim Sakala Hrim. 15 letters starts with Ka. But when it is Hadi Marga, mantra start with Ha. Hasakahala Hrim. The starting is with the Ha. In different combinations it comes. And in Sadi Marga, it's a combination of Ka and Ha in different confluences. So, in all the 3 paths, rishis are different, mantras are different, and practices are different. So, Samayachara is called Kadi Marga because all the mantras are designed, or the seers have seen it, with starting with the letter Ka. This is a simple understanding of what Kadi Marga is. So what is this Kadi Marga connected to Samayachara? Samaya means equal. Samaya means Samana. 2 entities are equal in Samaya. What is it? In Samaya, you have 2 principles. One is the feminine principle, another is the masculine, known by Shakti and Shiva. So Shiva and Shakti as masculine and feminine principles are equal in the sense neither Shiva is higher nor Devi is higher, nor Devi is lower nor Shiva is lower. Both are worshipped and propitiated and sacred, as looked upon as sacred, as equal in all the tantric practices. In other practices, the male principle, the masculine principle is made dominant, predominant, and Shakti principle as the consort, like Vishnu and Lakshmi. For example, Parvati and Shiva, like this. So, when it comes to Samayachara, Shiva and Shakti are seated in the equal throne. That is the main significance of Samayachara principle. So Samaya also means, Swami Rama says, I am with you. I am with you means it can be the Guru of Samayachara who has that blessings of protection that I am always with you. And Sri Vidya Tantra Sadhana itself proclaims and assures you that it is the highest protection offered to you and the highest protection received by the disciple. So Samaya means I am always with you. So you feel as your practices deepen that divinity is always with you, either as Shiva or Shakti. Shiva and Shakti are not different. There is a question, later on I will handle that and answer. And listen to this point, which is very, very important for all the Sri Vidya seekers who are doing Titi Nitya Upasana and also who are going to do it, who are also doing Panchadashi and Shodashi Mantra Sadhana. For all of you, this one important aspect of Samayachara I want to share with you. Samayachara has a characteristic approach by name Antaryaga. Strictly speaking, Samayachara has no external rituals or activities at all. Why it is called the highest path of sadhana? Precisely because everything is internalizing. Even the worship of Sri Chakra is given to you as Antaryaga. You don't need a Sri Chakra yantra in front of you to do this. But in some practices, in Sri Vidya path, they have made it a mixed one. Like for some time, you can use Sri Chakra as an external yantra so that your dharana, your focus, your concentration becomes better because you have a scattered mind. But then, somewhere at some point, you have to drop the external Sri Chakra and you have to go through the process of internalizing the 9 avaranas, the 9 enclosures of Sri Chakra into your body, superimpose it in different parts of your body and then compare and then make it one. So the external Sri Chakra becomes your internal Sri Chakra, and ultimately your entire body should be regarded as the Sri Chakra by itself. This is called the Antaryaga technique in Samayachara. And this wisdom as Antaryaga, looking at the external yantra, internalizing it, and then the duality is removed, that outside and inside, and the gap between the inside and the outside is obliterated. Then what exists is only one, and that is the non-dual principle of this Brahmanda or Brahma Swarupini, the Divine Mother herself, or Shakti. And this jnana, this internalized approach of the Sri Vidya practice, which is the highest, is hailed as Chandra Jnana, or the wisdom of the lunar phases and full moon, represented by the Panchadashi mantra and Shodashi mantra. So the whole Sri Vidya is about internalizing and making identical mantra as the yantra, yantra as the deity, mantra, deity, yantra, and the seeker are the Sri Vidya practitioner. They all become one, merged into one. It's called Pindikarana in a very simple term. When it happens, you attain a stage where you become Bhagavati, or you don't exist, only Bhagavati exists in you. That is why this is called the highest knowledge. All the secrets of this practice are revealed in Bhavana Upanishad text. Now comes what is Bhavana in this text. Bhavana is a technical term used in Sri Vidya. Bhavana means emotions coupled with imagination or kalpana. Without kalpana, there is no bhavana. Without bhavana, there is no kalpana. These are very two powerful tools of the mind, which are used in a very successful, interesting, efficient manner in Sri Vidya to attain the highest. So, bhavana is a technical term used for internal worship of Shakti. Bhavana is nothing but the internal worship of Shakti. How? Visualizing the Sri Chakra as identical with one's own body and one's own being, means Atma Shakti. The Sri Chakra outside is internalized in such a way, become identical, that there is no difference between you and Sri Chakra. Sri Chakra becomes the you, the I in you. So how is it done? This offering of worship is only not through any dravya, flowers, this, that and all. Panchopachara puja, Shodashopachara puja, they are all external. In Samayachara, when it is internal, everything is done as an offering through mental constructs, through bhavana. That I am holding a flower in my hand and then I am offering. Just one example I am giving. And projection and visualization. Everything is a matter of visualization. So visualization is a powerful dharana in Sri Vidya. And this visualization is a beautiful technique explained in Bhavana Upanishad through the technique of Bhavana. So Bhavana is, in other terms, a special spiritual thought, a spiritual energy, a spiritual focus given to an object of practice. This is called Bhavana Upanishad. And it is hailed as the greatest text among Sri Vidya texts because it has most effective technique of Antaryaga, which I explained just now, and while to attaining liberation while in the body. So a Sri Vidya practitioner can become a Jivan Mukta, liberated while living. So ultimately, Bhavana Upanishad says, Bhavano paro Jivan Mukto bhavati. By using the bhava, your emotions, through your imagination, that spiritual attention that you are able to attain through dharana, you become Jivan Mukta. This is a declaration given by Bhavana Upanishad text in Sri Vidya Path. That's why it is called Mahayaga Krama. Bahiryaga, Antaryaga, Mahayaga ultimately. So Sri Chakra Puja, worship doesn't end there, keeping a Sri Chakra in front of you, but it's only a beginning. But what you have to attain is, from Bahiryaga, you have to move on to evolve towards Antaryaga and then move on towards Mahayaga. In Lalita Sahasranama, Lalita is praised as Mahayaga Kramaradhyayai Namaha. That's why I keep telling people who chant Lalita Sahasranama that it's not just chanting mechanically, but you should be able to understand the esoteric meaning of the tantric practice called Lalita Sahasranama, which is none other than Sri Vidya. So Lalita Sahasranama is a representative practice of Sri Vidya, one aspect of Sri Vidya. So when you chant this mantra, for example, Mahayaga Kramaradhyayai Namaha, you may be filled with devotion. Bhagavat will definitely give you the wisdom. But little bit of what is Mahayaga Krama also you should be able to know. Then only it becomes a Vidya. Otherwise, it is just devotion. To become Vidya, your mind and your intellect, Buddhi and Manas, both should be balanced and attain some kind of theoretical knowledge also apart from your regular practice or sadhana. So for all Lalita Sahasranama chanting groups, my message is that what you are doing is Sri Vidya, but halfway. Understand each and every mantra that is given from the point of view of what Sri Vidya scriptures talk about these things. So for my coming programs, those who are not Sri Vidya practitioners, as mantra yoga, if you are chanting Lalita Sahasranama, you are qualified to start your Sri Vidya practice through mantra yoga, understanding these technical terms in a better way so that your practice moves towards excellence in quality. And two more texts I want to include, Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. I'm not going to talk about it now here because it has 112 dharanas. Dharanas means focus of mind or concentration. Using mundane examples, objects in the world, and your own body, your own prana, your own mind, making it a dharana in different ways. 112 dharanas are described there to attain enlightenment. So later on in this year, we are going to take it as a kind of a research project and do it in an elaborate way at 3 levels. One is foundational course, where basic dharanas are taught and then you are given the practices and they are verified through scientific methods, and also intermediate level and then advanced level. So it will be grouped 112 dharanas, and at 3 levels it can be shared with the sadhakas who are willing to submit themselves to these dharana practices and become like a researching scientist. One of the dreams of Swami Rama was, he has already mentioned in some of his lectures and also in his books, that I want people to come forward and understand what this Tantra sadhana is all about. Not only Sri Vidya, any other Kaula Marga or Mishra Marga, any other Tantra sadhana, and particularly Samayachara he is talking about. Become scientists. I want the younger generation to come forward and then verify these practices from a scientific temper. So this year, as a mark of his birth centenary year, I invite you all to become scientists, tantric scientists, do the research, come out with the scientific truths about the mind and also these spiritual practices based on this Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. And I also want to have some courses on the Himalayan tradition and Vidyaranya tradition, because many people keep asking what this Himalayan tradition is all about, and particularly as Sri Vidya Samayachara tradition of Kadi Vidya. And also one lecture, our team members are wishing it, that I have already written a book on the sages, like the messages from the Himalayan sages, timely and timeless. That the presence of the sages is obvious now, but they want me to talk on how to know that sages are around us. What are the signals that we should tune ourselves to? How to become aware of the sages around us so that we learn to connect and relate with them, so that they start guiding us, protecting us. There is a relationship built between the seeker and the sages, and a beautiful journey can happen. So I want to talk about the sages, how they are present around us also in one of the sessions. And also a course on Havan. We perform a very interesting Havan related to Sri Vidya Titinitya practice. I am not going to elaborate here, but that's a very long one. So I want everybody to learn this Havan practice. I have designed a very small one, say about 15 minutes maximum, or maybe 15 to 16, 17 minutes length, so that you can perform every day or whenever it is possible on weekends and all that, so that it becomes, though it is a external ritual, it is needed. It helps you to experience that energy because it's related to the Sri Vidya practice, so that you all learn. So there is going to be a Havan also in that. And then there is one beautiful text, Sri Vidya text by name Paduka Panchaka. Paduka, of course, you know, the divine feet of the Guru. Panchaka means 5. There are 5 shlokas, 5 mantras related to Guru Paduka, and 2 shlokas as a stuti or praising of the Guru and the Paduka. There is a very beautiful technique using a yantra, a triangle with 3 corners as Akatha triangle, which is a very esoteric practice only given in the Sri Vidya traditions. That kind of a practice to receive the benevolent blessings of the Guru, all the Gurus in the tradition, how to do it, to experience that Guru Paduka in our Sahasrara. This is another esoteric mystery of Sri Vidya practice. So this I want to give it as an online practice sadhana, and also a theoretical aspect of it, probably during the time just before the Guru Purnima day, so that it becomes a meaningful celebration of Paduka Panchaka on the day of Guru Paduka, Guru Purnima day. And then I come to a very interesting one. We are almost closing our talk. There are two things. One is about the popular programs and the other one is about the retreats. Yeah. So when it comes to retreats, as I told you, I've been mentioning in all my podcasts also that retreats are part of spreading Sri Vidya knowledge, because through mantra initiation and lectures, much cannot be talked about Sri Vidya. So, retreats are a better environment and better place to talk without any time limit and space limit, to talk in elaborate way the subtle truths about Sri Vidya and so many related aspects, so that your sadhana gets enhanced through this wisdom. So throughout this year, we are planning to have 5 major retreats, or maybe 10 major retreats. Give it to me. The immediate ones are going to be very soon, this month end. We have Pondicherry. At Pondicherry, it's already organized. Those who have not registered, willing to come, you are most welcome. Some limited seats are available, but major part of it is already closed and registered. So that is in January. And the next one in September is going to be in Tadakeshwar Mahadev premises in Himachal Pradesh, Garhwal area. You all know it. Uttarakhand. And after that, there is going to be one retreat in Varanasi in September itself. And we are planning to have one in Rameshwaram, another in Kashmir. You know why in Kashmir? Kashmir has that beautiful temple of Sri Vidya called by the name Sharada Temple. And all of our Sri Vidya roots are in that temple, Kashmir Shaivism, and Mother Divine's presence, which has connection to the Sharada Temple in Sringeri in Karnataka. So this is the connection. So because of which, I definitely want to visit Kashmir, visit the temple along with you all, and also have lot of learning and practical experiences with the Divine Mother in the temple. I hope my prayers reach to her and then she is present when we go there, and depends on you all, and deserving people will all get beautiful experiences of the Divine Mother's presence. That is the whole intention of organizing these retreats, so that we experience the presence of the Divine Mother along with the sages and gurus. So we want to have one in Kashmir, one in Ujjain, Mahakal, and there are going to be many more. And also short retreats I'm planning, weekend retreat, 2 days retreats, everything to do about Sri Vidya. In all this, there is not going to be a big crowd. Seats are always limited. So make up your minds. If not this retreat, next retreat, whatever it is, there are so many available. Make the best use of it. And it would be excellent if you can make it for all the retreats, because it will be like a big shower of blessing from the Divine Mother and the sages. And another interesting thing is, I think you have never heard of, is Sri Vidya festivals. Many festivals are designed, have been in practice, but now they are almost not there, are called Sri Vidya festivals. And all of them are celebrated on full moon day, because Sri Vidya is directly connected to the phases of the moon and the orb of moon, and it itself is called Chandra Jnana. So there are 12 Purnimas in a year. So there are 12 meaningful festivals, and ritualistic also, very beautiful, very powerful. So I'm going to design these festivals and also offer it to you. If you participate in those festivals, it will be like opening the floodgates of the Sri Vidya wisdom. And many a times already I have done 12 energy centers programs, and I am going to do many more. Then there is another interesting program which I have not opened so far to seekers, is Trikanda Sadhana. Trikanda means Agni Kanda, Surya Kanda, Soma Kanda. These are the three energies in three parts of our body. Again, this is the esoteric practice of Sri Vidya, which is called Surya Agni Soma practice. To realize the fourth dimension in our internal practice, which is called Chandra Mandala Jnana. And then one more practice, Pranopasana, I was talking about in the beginning, which has the practice of 21,600 breath offerings to the Divine Mother in different ways. One through Varnamala Aksharas, another through mantras, which is closely related to Tithi practice, which is called Pranopasana. And it will be combined with lectures and meditation techniques on Agni Mandala, Surya Mandala, Soma Mandala, to realize and how to stay in Chandra Mandala. And it contains the chantings of Rishi mantras. We are invoking the Rishis also, the sages, and Rishikas also. So it's a beautiful, so far unknown kind of a technique that I am going to open up for you all. Then of course we have, which we have been already doing since last 4-5 years, Chandrakala Mandala Namaskara. It's actually Chandra Mandala Namaskara inspired by. So that's going to be a kind of another offering that we are making during this birth centenary year of Swami Rama. And these events are called Soma series, because everything is Soma. Soma means Chandra, or Soma means immortality. There are many. Soma is related to Shiva also. So Soma series I call it. Then there is another aspect of Tithi Nitya practice meant for youngsters. It's called Gayatri Nitya Mantras. Gayatri Nitya Mantras. And I am going to open it for college students, mainly for teenagers, between the age group of 13 to 19 years. That's what is teenage, right? So this is going to be one interesting event or course offered. Then another one, Sri Vidya has not neglected the kids or the children, because children of today are the citizens of tomorrow, right? So Sri Vidya has many things to offer to mold the personality of the child at a very young age. Of course, Gayatri Mantra Diksha is one practice which we have seen, which is purely tantric. Many people don't know. It's directly connected to Sri Vidya also. Anyway, but here, as a mark of honor to Swami Rama's birth centenary celebration, I am opening the possibility of a beautiful mantra for kids between the age group of 18 to 12 years. It is called Medha Saraswati mantra, which was given to me by my Sri Vidya Guru, Mysuru Gurugalu. And then, as usual, the Titinitya Devi mantra upasana initiations, which are already going on, will continue to happen throughout this year and many more years to come. And many people are asking about what is this Dashamaha Vidyas. Apart from Sri Vidya, what is this Dashamaha Vidya is all about. So there will be some lectures and mantra chantings of these 10 great Devis in the Tantric system of Shakta tradition. And many people are asking about Lalita worship as an icon, Pratima Puja, idol worship, or Sri Chakra Puja Vidhana. So we have a particular way of worshipping the Divine Mother in Sri Vidya. That can be foundational level, intermediate level, advanced level, depending on your intake. So that course also will be offered to people who are interested in. Then Khadgamala is also part of Sri Vidya. Durga Saptashati is a part of Sri Vidya. So many are asking for Lalita Sahasranama initiations, because what I have noticed and understood in this 30 years of my practice of Sri Vidya, that Sri Vidya much depends on initiation. Initiation means simply the Guru Parampara unlocks the Shakti in that practice which is locked up normally. It is unlocking, unleashing. So people may be practicing, Khadgamala, Durga Saptashati, Lalita Sahasranama in their own ways. But when it is initiated systematically by a Sri Vidya Guru in the tradition of many Gurus, Parampara, then that unlocking of the Shakti happens. Then the same practice will give you multifold benefits. So many are asking for that one. So I'm going to open up that part of the course also. And there is a desire to write many books on Sri Vidya and also publish them, so that people come to know more and more about Sri Vidya in all its simplicity and become eager to become good sadhakas, excel in these practices, so that they can excel in the outer world in terms of name, fame, popularity, money, wealth, success in every walk of life, good health, beauty, honor, whatnot. And that's how Tantra sadhana looks at life. Tantra means realizing the full potential of your life. There is no lagging. There is no deficiencies. So I want to see the younger generation coming to this path where they realize their full potential and enjoy life to the brim in a very wisdom-filled manner, lifestyle, and make themselves excellent human beings. So this is the greatest ideal, the pedestal on which I keep Sri Vidya and offer it to you all. So similarly, I want to write a few books on that, so that the benefit is derived by the readers, the seekers about Sri Vidya, know things in a better way. So this is my core of the dream. Felt like sharing it as a mark of inauguration of this Vihangama, breaking the barriers of spiritual jargon, so that Sri Vidya becomes a reality to many more people who are willing to take up sadhana or spiritual practice as part of their living and excel in everything that they want to do in their lives. So I'm happy for those who have given time now sitting along with me and listening to me, and also those who are going to listen to it, because this will be available forever on YouTube, and not just once or twice. Keep listening to all that I have spoken about, the major text, because it gives you so much of knowledge, so much of support to your present practice that you are doing. Not only Sri Vidya, any other spiritual practice that you are doing, it will throw a lot of light on the goal and purpose of life and the goal and purpose of spirituality. And there is a lot more unseen and unsaid that will come to you through sheer grace, and you will develop the capacity to be connected always with Brahmanda, the macrocosm and the divine powers, so that you become an extraordinary human being. That's what Sri Vidya means ultimately. Now, the last part, few minutes I take to answer these questions. There is a question, a long question, but I am not going to read it. It's a question on Ishta Devata and the mantra. You might have listened to so many YouTubes about how to choose the Ishta Devata. It may be different views. I am not going to comment upon that. What I feel personally, what I have understood personally about what Ishta Devata is, I am going to share with you in a very brief manner. When I went to my Guru, my Ishta Devata was Sri Krishna. Because as a dancer, you all know I am a Bharatanatyam dancer also. We kind of elogize Krishna beyond any words. Without Krishna, there is no dancing. So, Krishna used to be always my first preference. So when I went to my Sri Vidya Guru, he asked me, who is your Ishta Devata? The deity you like. Ishta Devata means the deity you like. I said, Krishna. Then he said, keeping your Ishta Devata, how can you propitiate the Divine Mother? I mean, it was a testing question that he asked me. Then I had my own difficulties. Then he said, you have to merge. These are all testing questions, not what he meant. You have to please understand this. You have to merge your Krishna into Bhagavati, then only you can follow this path. What my interpretation of what he said was that Ishta Devata, any other Devata, they are all different paths to the same goal. It's only a matter of technique of holding one God in your mind, in your heart. So it can be shifted at any time, or you can keep that, you can keep this also, because the mantra that you practice, the mantra that you chant is ultimately goes beyond the name and the form, Nama and Rupa. So all these names of different deities will merge into the energy where there is no discrimination that it is Krishna, it is this, it is that, it is Bhagavati, it is Shiva and all that. It is the oneness of that energy which has sprouted into so many hundreds of deities for our convenience. That's why in Veer Biceps podcast I told, God is the creation of our own mind. It's a very deep statement. If you contemplate on it clearly, no doubt, your inner sadhana will become Vihangama. Otherwise, if you don't understand this, Ishta Devata and the mantra, that ultimately what it is going to lead you to, you will be stuck in the practice of holding on to the name of your Ishta Devata, whoever it is, and holding on to the form. Form means how the divinity looks like, whether it is Divine Mother or divine Krishna, Rama, whatever the name, ultimately there will come a stage when you drop even the mantras, even your Ishta Devata, everything, and you become one with that supreme consciousness. That is the highest that Sri Vidya can offer. So, seekers and devotees of all devatas are welcome into this big umbrella under which you can take shelter and still you can practice Sri Vidya. Then there is another question: is it possible to clean the vasanas and how? First of all, you have to understand what this vasana is all about. Vasana, it has come out of the word vasana. Vasa means reside, take shelter in a place, in a location. So that which is taking shelter or that which is residing in your body is called vasana. I know still you don't understand. For that I will give you other 2-3 examples by which you can understand what this vasana is all about. We all perform action. I am going to be very quick. We all perform actions. What we perform as actions is seen in the outer world, and the other person who has seen the action performed concludes what this person is all about. For example, if I perform the action of kicking a person or beating a person or loving a person, whatever it is, I perform an action. Suppose instead of kicking, I hug a person. So it's an act of love. If I kick, it's an act of violence. So love and hatred are 2 emotions. But this love and hatred are residing within me, which cannot be seen by the other person. What he sees is the action through which he will understand the emotion. If I kick, he understands that the other person is angry or hateful. If somebody embraces, then it's an action of love. So actions externalize your emotions. So action performed has another screen behind it, which is called the mental screen, which has the movement of these emotions and thoughts. Any action comes forth only after it is done as a rehearsal in the mind as thought and emotion. Without the thought and emotion playing on the screen of your mind, any action cannot be performed at all. If there are no thoughts, if there are no emotions, triggering of factors to thoughts, there is no action also. So they are interrelated. And behind these certain actions and emotions are your desires. Any kind of desire will propel you, trigger off a certain kind of action. Without desire, there is no emotion. Without emotion, there is no action. So see the link among all these triggering factors. Well, behind the desire, there is called vasanas. So vasana is the bedrock on which all these 3 layers are kept as a pattern in our psyche. This psycho-physical system called human being. To see an action performed, there is so much of drama happening behind the curtain at these layers. First is the vasana. Vasana means all the desires, your thought processes, emotions which you carried from many past lives, which are preserved, reserved, contained in a box called the unconscious mind. They are all in the latent form, means in a sleeping state. So when we come into another body and we interact with the external world, relate with the people, and with life, all these sleeping things called vasanas, which are actually desires, thoughts and emotions becoming more subtler. They are vasanas. They are residing in a sleeping pattern. They get propelled. They are triggered off. And when the vasanas wake up, they are always there because that's how the human beings have come into existence. And these vasanas are connected to the 4 urges called ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithuna. All our actions are centered, revolve around these 4 urges. These are residing as vasanas. And they ultimately culminate into actions. So, vasanas are the driving factors which bind the soul to come back to the human body or any other body again and again, and bound in the chain of birth, death and rebirth. Bound in the chain of birth, death and rebirth. I am concluding. Okay. Sorry about the obstruction. There was some problem with the connection. And is it possible to clean the vasanas, and how? If you start focusing on the mind through mantra japa and various spiritual practices, and when your emotions and thought processes are cleansed, gradually, day by day, your entire mental screen is cleansed and come under control. The very thought processes come under control. Then your desires get cleansed. When all your desires gets cleansed and sublimated, then those sublimated desires can be turned into spiritual desires. When your desires become sublimated and spiritual, those desires have the capacity to handle the vasanas and to greater extent clean them. When they are cleaned, still there will be a residue remaining in your body and the mind and in the causal body. That can be removed only by the grace of the divine powers. The grace of the Guru, the grace of the Masters, the grace of the divinity only can make it happen and complete your journey to become a liberated soul. And there is a question on Shani Maharaj for giving the best results possible. It is a very long answer, but I'll make it short. Shani Maharaj, in astrological point of view, has 9 planets. Definitely, they rule our minds and our whims and fancies. It's a karmic map that they symbolize. I'm talking about in a figurative manner, metaphorical manner. So, Shani Devata is considered as the Nyayadhisha, the judge, who can give ultimate judgment and conclusions about all your actions performed and the results of the actions performed, both good and bad. So, Shani Maharaj, for giving the best results possible, it's possible when you understand why Shani Maharaj is a judgmental faculty in our life. Shani Maharaj comes in a cycle, 2.5 years once in our Kundali, in our zodiac sign. He manifests to come and tell you that all your past action that you have performed has borne fruits as good actions and bad actions. So good results and bad results, punya and papa. So it is your own making, your karma is your own making. Now it has matured, you have to go through it. But to give good results, astrologically there are so many suggestions. Ritualistically, there are so many suggestions. In the spiritual path, it is advised that you do meditation and mantra japa and also perform such actions, good actions, when the bad karma is very heavy, to lighten it. Particularly in that phase, perform good actions like charity, compassion for other people, so many things like that. And then try to alleviate the demerits of your karma and try to become more and more spiritual. And the suffering that you go through because of your bad actions, bad karmas, that itself will make you a wise person, because your experiences will teach you not to be so. Not to be so. It's a kind of a inner revelation that happens. So all put together, I always tell, when Shani comes, don't be afraid of him. When Shani is there in your life, that's a beautiful phase where you learn lot of spiritual lessons. You become better. You make yourself better and better and better, so that when he leaves your zodiac sign, go to the next sign. If he is happy with your performances, if he is happy with your transformation, where shedding of the ego has to happen. Shani Maharaj is directly related to the ego principle, Ahankara Tattva in Sri Vidya. Then, when you are ready to let go many things which you had held very strongly out of arrogance, out of pride, out of this ego, if you do that, because of the transformation, Shri Maharaj will be very happy and give you very good fruits of spiritual upliftment. So, spiritual seekers should always look up to Shani Maharaj as a planet or a devata who will help to lift up your spiritual capacities. So, it is a good result. Kameshwari mantra and birth of an extraordinary human being. Yeah, through propitiating devatas through mantra japa, it is possible. Our spiritual practices have already a proven practices that an extraordinary child can be born by the parents. Even Ayurveda has these practices through medicines and certain guidances. It is Ayurveda prescribes at what time you can conceive, which can be planned. Even a muhurtam, the right time is given where you can conceive a child. That means your sexual activity has to be in such a way that it is designed and planned in such a way that the consummation happens at the right time, and then that leads to an extraordinary child when it takes birth in the external world. This is talking about Ayurveda. Apart from that, there are mantra dikshas which are particularly meant for these practices, so that you aim to get a good child. And Guru's grace can make it happen. The Divine Mother's grace can make it happen in Sri Vidya, that you desire and then conceive in the mind, put a dharana, and through your imagination you can design the beauty of the child also, male and female child. Everything is possible through mantra vidana, tantra vidana, and it has happened. How these great sages are born. They are born and they look like very ordinary human beings, but their inner potential makes it happen that they become great sages, performing great feats of extraordinary human impossibilities. So nothing is impossible in Tantra and Mantra, but there are so many conditions and ifs and buts. Hope I have answered your question. I know not to the full extent because each question demands at least minimum 1 hour of explanations. By and by, as and when I meet with more questions, more things can be shared, and people can be educated, and spiritual awareness can become the talk of the world, talk of the society. And I look forward to such a beautiful society in the future. Now, already the spiritual awareness is like attaining greater heights. May divinity work on us, divinity support us, protect us, that we become more and more sublimated, more and more spiritual, so that we make our life full of harmony, joy, and purpose and goal oriented in our lives, so that we enjoy a perfect life here and hereafter. Jai Guru Bhagavati.